Hi from New York, from the greatest show in legal technology. This is your friendly neighborhood TECHNOCAT, and we are here live for the final of 30 TECHNOCAT Lives with none other than my buddy, my fellow metaversian social media influencer, Stephen Herrera. Hello and welcome.
It's fantastic to be here every time.
I mean, are you a three-peat?
I think it is. You're
Heck
right.
yeah, I think it's only you and Maribel.
Oh, are you serious?
You are in an elite group, the most special of the special.
You know I'm going to be competing for that fourth.
I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously. So, by the way, we had a bunch of big news, but I think maybe you had kind of some big news. A little birdie told me that you may have totally stolen my title at a new company, and I'm all for it.
Oh, when I was talking to Dave about what we're doing at Repario, he was like, all right, so what is kind of your vision? I was like, you know who has a cool...
Repario is your new company, right?
That's right,
and
yeah.
It would just announce...
I figured everyone already knew. That's my
bad. We've got to inform the folks that weren't here at the show. Come on.
So basically, a couple months ago, some leading e-discovery companies got together, and they were covering certain verticals, and they realized that they had all been getting a consistent request from clients, and that's, we want more.
Shocker, yeah.
Yeah. Great problem to have. And so they all started talking to each other about how can we, these companies with the same mission and vision, come together to better serve clients together.
So you made a legal technology force multiplier for clients? That's pretty sexy.
That was the plan. So we're now doing end-to-end e-discovery, managed review, the whole game. Cool. And we're really excited about it.
Well, and you have a bunch of folks who it's probably also their 17th legal week in the mix, right? Because Dave Deppie's been in the space forever. I won't date him and make him sound like he's old, but lots of experience. Who else is on the team, though? You've got a pretty stellar team.
We have a fantastic team, and we actually realized on an SLT call recently that between the 6 members of the SLT team, we have over 120 years in e-discovery's experience, which does date some of us.
I mean, don't do the math and don't assume who has the most years. That's my only my cautionary tale.
And but yeah, TJ, so cool. TJ Collins has been around forever. Everyone knows TJ. He's our president COO. Fantastic to work with. He is the brains so that I can kind of sit in the corner coloring, making funny pictures.
I mean, the funny pictures and the kitty cat memes sometimes are helpful.
Totally agree. But he makes it all possible from an operational standpoint. And then, we have the former CEOs of each of these companies who wanted to stay on. They loved it so much. They loved the work, they loved the clients, and they loved the people that they had brought together. Oh man, so we have Paul McBoy.
Oh, he's been of course, ever.
Immediately connected to Ariana Tatler, someone we love to work with. Andy Reisman. Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm having a little brainy FOMO here. Hey, I feel like I need to go to lunch and just kind of absorb all the smarty pants.
Oh, and these are brilliant people too. I mean, they all meet this unique intersection of a personal connection with clients that's really hard to find, but also expertise in each of their individual spaces that I haven't really seen before.
That's pretty cool. I mean, it feels a lot like my team at Reveal, where it's like we keep bringing these companies together, and all the CEOs, they stay on. They're like, I see this vision. I'm going to get on this rocket ship, and I love seeing another organization that has that in their DNA. It's probably why we're going to do a little something together. I'm just saying.
I'm excited. Oh, and I mean, Jim Danik.
Oh,
you know
brilliant.
Jim. Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, so he's our CFO, and then Dante Hubbard, who sales guy. I mean, I'm learning so much from him as our CRO.
I feel like I've seen all of them at every of the 17 legal weeks I've gone to. And I'm going to quit pretending it's not 17 because the reality is the reality.
Don't worry, there are plenty of people that have you solidly beaten.
I know, but that's only because I'm secretly only 25, right?
That's what we're calling it.
So tell me a little bit more about your role, because you and I actually had a powwow 2 months ago, and you're like, hey, Kat.
You remember, yeah.
Tell me about how you built this chief growth role. It's a new title. What the heck is it? And then I blinked, and you're like, so Kat, I'm going to be one. And I'm like, yeah, buddy, you are.
Since I entered the space, and I don't know if I ever told you this, I got my start in selling legal marketing.
Oh, wow.
When I was, 22?
Oh, yeah.
Came out of college and took some time out of law school to do that. And I never thought I would touch marketing again. I thought I was going to be BD for life. That would be my role.
We should get a shirt. It's like BD for life. Just kidding.
We both need one of those. And I started looking at what you all were doing here, honestly. And I was like, oh man, this is really cool. You know, that spot sitting right between revenue and marketing, where you can be looking 100 feet ahead while everyone is, like making things happen in the present and try and see where we're going. So when
sort of like strategy meets the vision, and like
right,
it's
right.
really cool when you can bring them together, because then like if you're having a conversation, like, oh wait, he knows his stuff and he's funny,
Right.
and he made like a great. I'm so confused. Triple threat, unfair.
Oh, and it's been so fun. And I wondered coming in, like, okay, am I going to miss it? And you're underplaying it. You were so nice to have that conversation as always. I always feel like I can call you with these
people
things.
that I know are going to be rising stars, and your shine will then shimmer on me.
Hey.
You know, it's a little selfish. I'm not going to lie.
Not even a little
I'm
bit. We
picky
both
and
know
choosy.
Oh, and you weren't kidding. I mean, I kind of thought, oh, I'll end up having to default to just the marketing side. I'll end up having to default to really just being BD in effect. But the room they've given me to move and look ahead, work with each of the departments, see, okay, what's coming next? We have big announcements coming.
Oh.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
So if someone wants to know about these big announcements, if you're on the live stream, look for the blue hyperlink of Steven's name, click on it and follow him. Partly for the TikToks, the memes, and the comedy, but also so you can get all these great announcements. And then if they want to learn about Repario, it's repario.com.
That's
that right?
correct. Okay. ReparioData.com.
Data.com. Okay.
Yeah.
So
perfect. Feel free to reach out with whatever. And of course, they'll be seeing a lot of you if they follow.
I mean, as they should. I think we're going to have to do like another metaverse TikTok something, because I mean, clearly I'm not on the screen enough on LinkedIn. I need more.
Well, that's been the other thing the past 6 months that you were helpful with. I was like, how do I step away for 6 months and just not say where I'm working? Because we couldn't spoil the big announcement. We wanted to do it here, obviously.
I mean, what better day than day one Legal Week to make every announcement?
And this is usually how I know that I've made a good call, is when I announce something on the same day as you. That lets me know, all right, if Kat's doing this, it means it's the right timing. It means it's a good
Well, because otherwise you're like, I have FOMO.
Exactly. So it was great to share that announcement day, and then to wrap it up with the reveal party.
I know.
Of all things.
Well, I mean, the reality is, why else would I want to spend the first night doing anything other than hanging out with 750 people at the top of the Rainbow Room? Like, come on, we got to do it.
And that's an iconic space.
It is.
That was a fantastic party. I know. I'm giving everyone FOMO.
I know.
But
you know what? If you didn't come to Legal Week, get the budget for next year, because
right.
I will say this is the best one I've been to in 17 years. The energy, the content,
right.
the people. Like, if you kind of wrote it off back in the 2010s, like,
right.
let's try it again.
Absolutely. And the exhibit floor.
It's sexy.
It's phenomenal this year.
There's a DeLorean. There's a DeLorean.
Did you get in?
With a. Did Kat take a picture in the photo op machine? There's a photo booth by us. I was just collecting people for my booth, and then I'm like, oh wait, there's a DeLorean. Let me go on the hoverboard and take my photo. Of course I did. What kind of question is that?
I saw Maribel did it too.
Sir, unacceptable.
Oh, I haven't gotten in yet.
I'm heading up directly after this. Maybe
there we go.
We'll do a double whammy.
I love it. I love it. He built it,
No.
I'm not kidding. He didn't buy that. He built it himself in parts.
That stinker was literally just on my stage telling me stories.
He didn't tell you that?
And he didn't tell me that story.
Are you serious?
So, for those that don't know, David at Ultimatum built the DeLorean. And so now my mind is officially blown. He is much cooler than I gave him credit for. I did not shimmer him enough.
See, this is the problem. You need shameless people like me that will plug themselves endlessly.
Yes.
People that are humble or shy, one of the two.
I'm shy and humble, so.
Yes. Now, I'm going to show up to the next conference with sequins all over my jacket.
You saw me last year. You knew what was coming.
Yeah.
It's not like I was pretending.
I've put it off for too long.
At minimum, like a sequin bow tie.
We'll start there. We'll start there and see what the reaction is.
Baby steps, baby steps. So.
And we're excited to be working with you all too. That should have been the first thing I said is we love working with Reveal, love working with Kat.
Let me hear that again. You love working with me? Oh, I'm shocked. Well, you know what it is though? It's the DNA of the two companies is so similar. Like we literally have like, do your job, roll your sleeves up, just in our DNA. And it's like, there was some like muck on the floor. It's like, all right, let me go clean it up. I'm not too fancy for that. Like that's sort of the same DNA for both.
And it's in the first sentence of both of our mission statements, human-centered.
100%. Like AI, we're all in on AI, but we changed that for this show because people are afraid of AI. And I want them to be like, hey, you know what? I'm using Google, I'm using Amazon, I'm using all these other technologies. And you know what? It's easy and designed to make it intuitive for me. And it's just powerful. And that's what we built, both of us.
Right. So. And I still shamelessly steal your analogy of Netflix for AI.
technically, Jay Lee may have beaten me to it.
Oh.
I may have to attribute it to him, but it's only because he's older than me.
I've been falsely attributing that to you for too long, and I'll probably still keep doing it.
I do think we actually came up to it in parallel, but when I came to reveal, there was an article he had. But maybe he was the first one to do Netflix for legal tech in relation to the next LP AI models. I was saying other stuff.
Sure.
Let's be honest.
I'll keep referencing
Will I ever let Jay beat me? I don't think so. I love you, Jay, but you're not winning.
As if I'm going to miss out on an opportunity to plug in. Like, by the way, Kat and I were talking about this the other day. Like, oh,
no, I love working with you. I'm excited because you guys are like, it's almost like the Transformers. Like you're building all these different powerful machines. And you're going to be, you're not going to be the robot overlord that takes over the world, but you are going to be really great tech that empowers folks, which is sexy.
And we're excited about it. I mean, it's a unique opportunity to be able to look out into the e-discovery space and frankly, just see what do we like, what do we think is kind of fading away, what cultures like can we put together?
Feels like a paradigm shift in general. I was talking with Judge Peck or someone who's been as long as me, and I was like, you know what? It feels a lot like it did in 06, 07, where it was very like where the E first came in, and also in 14, 15, where suddenly AI came in. It feels like a seed change, right? And that flux hadn't been there for a while. It's a very stagnant feeling industry. So it's exciting that, there's new entrants that actually are doing different stuff, that there's companies like us where we're like, all right, let's move the ball forward. It feels like we're finally evolving a little, and it's kind of sexy.
And to your point, and it's interesting you bring that up, so many of the people we're working with have been around since paper. And they bring that client-centered mentality where they were going to the opposites.
They may have had to have like carpal tunnel surgery
right,
from the Bates.
Right. And it's just a different mentality that if you've been in it since paper, that you understood going to the client's office, seeing them in person, sending them a gift, connecting.
You remember having the cart with the stacked bankers boxes and
wheeling it down New York, hoping it doesn't tumble.
I definitely never had the box blow over in the middle of the street and every paper get out of order and we had to redo all the blowbacks. And then I thought I was going to have a panic attack and I'm in heels and I'm trying to collect it. It was like a scene right out of a really bad rom-com, but there was no love interest at the end of it. There was just tears.
Just sadness and tears. But here we are now.
It's much better now.
Now all we have to do is don't drop the drive.
You know what? And if you do, it probably is still going to work.
It's probably fine.
No, I love it.
So favorite part of Legalweek?
For me, it's been being, I'm going to have to say it's being on the stage.
Sure.
Actually,
always. How do you do that? Always.
No, it was being in the gold gown as we won the e-discovery software of the year.
Was that all?
I sprinted from that. I had to time it. So I'm like waiting because I had to give Farrah Pepper her Lifetime Achievement Award.
Sure.
And I had lied to her saying, I don't know if she won. I know she won. So I'm in this dress that's super inappropriately sparkly for the party. I had to sprint from there to the Rainbow Room, take a breath, take a photo because of me. And then 1,100 people tried to come in. Nothing can top that. Second, though, is being on the stage because that was where I was the entire rest of the week.
And I always have assumed that there has to be at least a part of you that's so exhausted after all these. But I asked her I need to plug this in. I asked her yesterday, be real with me, how tired? And she's like, I love it.
So
it blows my mind.
I was a little tired on Tuesday, but then I realized, I haven't eaten in 2 days. I probably should fix that. So I've been eating now, and I'm like, I feel so much better.
It's amazing the difference and a little water, just a couple drops of water mixed in the middle of the
I was like, why am I so hangry? That whole calories so your brain will function thing. But
units of energy, something like that.
It's crazy to me that weirdly, I am higher energy right now after, I don't even know the final number, 28 or 30.
I think you said 29 as I was coming on.
So you are my last person, and I am feeling all right, are you having more? What am I going to do? I mean, maybe I'll have to drag Jeff Lofstrom up here and do one more.
Oh, I like it. Here he comes, yeah.
Well, no, it's all of it. It's not like Soylent Green, but it's the people. I have connected with so many people, hugged more people.
Yeah.
I think I may have almost blinded someone by jamming a sequin into their face. I will have to plan for less sharp clothing next time. But it's I feel regenerated. I was talking with Tanya from Davies, and she said, when you're the person who sparkles, when you're the big personality, your cup can get drained. And so for me, I love that I'm sitting up here with you, and it's all right, top that stuff up. And I feel better. I feel happy.
You're too kind.
So As you know, it's a sprint, not a marathon. These
Right.
go by fast. I feel like I blinked. We are at the 1 yard line. What is your mic drop moment? If someone is meeting Stephen
Oh,
for the
man.
first time, if they're hearing about Repario for the first time, if they are just like, hey, I stumbled on this, what the heck's going on? What is your kernel of wisdom? What do you want them to know?
I'd say two things. We are really
How
excited.
dare you? How dare you? I give you one rule. One rule.
When have I ever given just the one answer?
Okay, fine.
The first one would be, we are excited to get back to basics.
Yes.
And I think that's, at least for me, the phrase that I have go through my head every day is like, how can we get back to the basics of happy employees, happy clients?
And I was
Just
talking
right
to
to that
Dave yesterday.
core about
He's
that.
inverted the triangle. He's like,
Yeah.
it's the employees first.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the tech second.
Yes.
And then it's the investors third. And the
Yes.
investors are down with that. That is, I love that.
And he brings it up on every single call.
Well,
Sorry, we got a photographer.
I mean,
here.
photo up. I mean, it wouldn't be us if we didn't do that.
I know.
But it really is interesting because in this industry for so long, it was like, all right, you can see some of the moves companies are making. It's like, oh,
Right.
that clearly was a consulting company
Right.
saying more profitability. Now we're like, no, human first. The human that works with us,
Right.
the human that uses the tech, and then the human investor maybe later.
Sure.
Not that we don't love them, but
No,
you've got to
absolutely.
prioritize the heart of the company.
100%. It's something that we love you all do. And it's something that we're trying to bring into every meeting. And Dave is just at the heart of that. He's the heart and the vision of it. Like, he has the experience, and he has, honestly, the experience where when you're in the industry long enough, you can get jaded, but it just hasn't happened to him.
No,
He has this love for it.
He's a happy, nice person
Yes.
after 20 plus
Yes.
years in the space. I mean,
Right. And
well, and now it's number 2, since you decided you have to do more than one because you're somehow special.
always have to make it happen. Number 2 is keep following us because there's more to come.
Oh, I love that. So, hyperlink, Stephen Herrera, follow him.
Thank you.
I mean, at minimum for the memes, but if not, maybe for the awesome announcements. ReparioData.com.
Yeah.
And big stuff to come. I can't think of a better person to end my.
Oh, you're too
It actually,
sweet.
I always say it's a sprint, not a marathon. It's been a freaking marathon, and you know what? You are my finish line. This has been awesome. So, live from New York for the final time.
It's
This
Saturday night.
If it was Saturday night, I would die. It's Legal Tech. We made it through. I know it's called Legal Week, but it will always be Legal Tech in my mind. But thank you, Stephen. Thank you, audience, for seeing all these great shows. And next time, I hope you're here in person because it is the biggest show in legal tech. And this has been TECHNOCAT Live. And you know what? The mic is dropped.
Thank you for having me on.